Welcome to this very special digital presentation by Hispanic Lifestyle, Latina Conference 2020, Connecting Latinas of Influence. We are proud to have the sponsored support of Wells Fargo Bank, Riverside County Economic Development Agency, Coca-Cola, the Small Business Development Corporation of Orange County, Inland Empire Health Plan, and Goya Foods. Our program and the complete listing of Hispanic Lifestyles 2020 Latinas of Influence can be found on our website, HispanicLifestyle.com. When you post on social media, please use the hashtag Latina Conference 2020.
Hi, my name is Gloria Vasquez, and I was originally born in California, but when I was 1 year old, I was brought back to Mexico. So I technically grew up in Mexico until my early 20s. When I came back to the United States, I pursued a bachelor's degree. So it was until later in my 20s that I enrolled into my first job opportunity at a Fortune 500 company. I've always worked for the insurance industry, starting at State Farm, then moving on to Unum, Cigna, and currently at Prudential. Throughout the different changes, I have been escalating the corporate ladder and have received numerous opportunities to grow and mobilize within this different company. So in the community space, I have done English as a second language classes. I have prepared individuals to obtain their citizenship examination. I worked in the 2000 census, knocking at doors to make sure that the Hispanic or, individuals were counted and that they understood the importance of, participating in the census. And I have been doing different type of activities within the community in regards to focusing on middle school children and going to schools and sharing my story and talking to them about being an English as a second language learner and having still an accent and having no role models really within my family. I'm a first generation to graduate from an educational perspective and just sharing with them that they're not alone, that there are obstacles that we're going to face, but it's really up to each one of us to have that drive and to continue to move forward. And when I tell them that I didn't graduate until I was 30 and I had my first child 6 weeks before, I always get, a surprise face, but it doesn't matter how old you are. You just have to continue to move forward. So I look for different type of opportunities outside. Inside of the organizations, I have always been an advocate. I've been an ambassador and I've been a mobilizer of the different business research groups within our organizations. I have led at a national level our work for optimization, where I was in charge of creating the pipeline within different universities to offer jobs to the Hispanic population to enter the insurance world, because insurance is not necessarily a career path that people know that it's available. It really provides you that professional opportunity, and especially to be able to grow within a corporation if you wish to do so. And most recently with Prudential, I was the national leader of the BRG, and I was able to grow the membership within the company from 400 employees to 1,000 employees. And with that, we provide different type of professional development programs. We also look for opportunities to impact the community. And I most recently brought the Red Shoe movement into our organization, and I was able to participate in a global movement where we are creating that awareness of woman equality, gender equality, and opportunities for women. And I went to Mexico City to one of our offices to ring the bell for in March during the International Women's Year or Month.
Hello, my name is Denise Melvin. I'm VP of Multicultural Communications at Sino Group, but I'm also founder and director of my nonprofit that goes by the name of The Orphaned Earring. My career and the charity kind of grew at the same time. I founded The Orphaned Earring when I just graduated, and I could see it grow, but at the same time, my career was growing as well. So from Ketchum, I had an internship there, and then got promoted to the next level. Then I moved to different agencies. I saw that it was kind of like mutual benefiting my career and the organization, because I had people come and say, oh, I love what you do, and I'm a reporter from Univision, and I'm a reporter from Telemundo. And they would interview me for the Orphan Earring, and then I would say, hey, by the way, I do PR, and let me pitch you. So it was this, I now live in a blended world where my media contacts and lots of companies know who I am because of the Orphan Earring, but also know that I do PR, and I pitch them a client someday or sometime. So I take pride in people knowing me as the Orphan Earring girl. And so it's been mutually beneficial. One thing that I also look back and I think was silly is that at the beginning I thought, just because I'm Latina, I don't want to be pigeonholed and only doing Latino marketing and Latino outreach. And then I realized, well, it's an expertise. It's what I live. It's what I'm good at. So it's not about I learned it wasn't about being pigeonholed. It was more about I need to understand and accept my own culture, my own ways, my own everything, and leverage that for the world. My career helped me get a sense of pride, sense of orgullo of who I am, because who I am helps me speak to my community, to my people, and help brands speak to them too.
Hello, my name is Frances Moreno, and I work with Vaco LLC. I'm the Senior Managing Partner for Los Angeles, Denver, and Seattle markets, and a regional partner for the organization. We're a talent solutions firm that specializes in technology and accounting for both full-time placements and special projects. I've been in Los Angeles for about 21 years. I came here in 1999. I'm originally born and raised in San Diego and also lived in Sacramento. But as far as Los Angeles, building a book of business, people think it's a very large city, and it is, but you need repeat business. So it's, treating your clients well, treating the candidates you work with. And my business being a talent solutions firm, we represent candidates to our clients, and we help clients with finding the right fit for their hiring needs. So it's about repeat business. We don't burn through relationships. We value them tremendously. And so that's what keeps any business going, is consistency.
Hello, my name is Gloria Burton, and I'm an advisor with the Supplier Diversity and Development Team at Southern California Edison. And what I do is we work with small and diverse business enterprises. Working at ARCO, as I indicated, was 15 years with ARCO, but ARCO got bought out by BP, which is known as British Petroleum. And so the opportunity came up where they were offering a package. I agreed to take the package. It allowed me to take off a full year. Yes, a full year. And I was able to spend a lot of time with the family. My kids were quite young at the time, but I was able to have dinner prepared for them, pick them up from school, just the things a typical kid would like for their mom to do rather than working a full 8-hour day. So that was wonderful for me. They greatly appreciate it. And then after taking a year off, I felt it was time for me to return back to work. An opportunity came up at Edison. And so I applied for the position. Obviously, I got accepted, got the position. Really, really excited within the supply management area, an area that I was quite familiar with. So just gave me an opportunity to just kind of slide right on in and be able to, support all the efforts, sourcing efforts that came about and everything along supplier diversity. I'm sorry, not supplier diversity, but supply chain. And then upon working in supply chain, there was another opportunity to apply to work for supply diversity. And so after 10 years, or should I say maybe 12 years working in supply chain, I thought, you know what, I needed a little change. And so there was an opportunity again to apply for a position in supply diversity. I did apply, obviously I got it, and it was just a great match. Having, previous supply chain experience was very helpful for me and allowing me to easily integrate within the supplier diversity space. Although there's still a lot for me to learn, I'm really enjoying just working with my colleagues in supplier diversity. Such a great team.
Hello, my name is Hazel Ortega, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have started nearly a dozen businesses that have become multi-million-dollar enterprises. And my passion is helping people improve the quality of their lives. I grew up in downtown Los Angeles on welfare, and it was a dangerous neighborhood, lots of drive-bys almost daily. I've lost best friends and family members to gang violence, and both my parents spent decades in prison. In spite of that, I was able to overcome those challenges and become an educational psychologist. And now I wrote a book on my journey of that, from bounce checks to private jets. I didn't even graduate high school. Education was not a priority. Overcoming your neighborhood and surviving, that was the priority. So I didn't graduate from high school, and I got a job working at a lawyer's office right after high school. And the lawyer's office that I worked for was a workers' compensation law firm. So they represent people who are injured on the job. Part of those benefits when you're injured on the job is vocational training. If you lose your job, you can go back to school and learn something different, and then hopefully have a better future and a job where you won't re-injure yourself. Well, ironically, I was working at that law firm when I became an injured worker. I was 26 years old, and I didn't even have a high school diploma. And I got carpal tunnel, which is nerve damage in my wrist, my elbow, and my neck. And the doctor told me I couldn't do that job anymore, and that I should go back to school. I went back to school. I earned my high school diploma at 30 years old. I already had 3 kids, and I was married. So I worked from 9 to 5 every day, and then in the evening, 7 to 10, I went to school. And on Saturdays from 8 to 5, and on Sundays from 10 to 2. So I became an educational psychologist at 36. I started my first business in my garage. And now we're the #1 counseling center for injured workers in California. And what we do is we help them figure out what career to go into after being injured in a restaurant, as a construction worker, as a secretary. Any occupation can become hazardous to your health. So we can help anybody come up with new career objectives.
My name is Marcy Prez. I am the founder and principal of Agency M Media. I am a marketing, communications, and public relations professional. And it's been almost 20 years. I absolutely love what I do. I am grateful that I get to show up every day and provide the counsel that I do for my clients and the partnership. So thank you so much, clients, for having faith in me to serve as your partner. In terms of what I do in areas of expertise, there's really 3 areas that I focus on right now. Number 1, it's implementation of corporate social responsibility and philanthropy programs for my for-profit clients, and it's implementation of social impact initiatives for my nonprofit clients. A lot of times that entails community-based outreach or digital organizing, and oftentimes through a lens of diversity and inclusion. And lastly, it is developing and managing and implementing public awareness, public service campaigns, public awareness campaigns for the city and county of Los Angeles. Oftentimes, if there's any element of empowerment, financial empowerment or anti-poverty initiatives, those are the programs that I tend to gravitate toward. I'm going to bring up this question of what makes Agency M Media unique. And I bring it up because I get asked that question all the time. And so It really is, it's the way I set up Agency M Media. For the last 5 years, we have been working virtually and remotely. And that's a skill set that organizations and companies and brands want to see right now. They want to rely on teams that know how to, take the goal and drive it through to the finish line. So it's something that we already do here at Agency M Media. And so secondly, in terms of the teams that I curate for specific client needs, that's the way I operate. I bring in professionals that I tap in from my network, not just here in LA and California, but in other states as well, because of the background that I have. And so I bring professionals to my team that already speak the language of the clients. They come from those backgrounds, they come from those networks, from those industries. So literally we can dive right in, plug and play. A lot of us are senior level professionals, but we have that boutique service. So you get, high touch engagement with the teams that I put together. Lastly, I'm grateful that a little more than 90% of my business is word of mouth. And so as a small business, Latina female owner, it is all about relationships and reputation. So very pleased to do what I do for my clients. And again, thank you for the support of Agency M Media for the last 5 years.
My name is Monique Monza, and I am an interior designer. I've chosen to live my life as an interior designer because I absolutely love the fact that design is a visual expression of who we are. And I started my own company a few years ago, Evolving by Design. We are a meaningful interior design studio that creates designs based on our natural behavior. My educational training and formal training is in commercial architecture. It's commercial interior architecture, and I have done plenty of work with homeowners. So I would say that my niche would be maybe moody executives. That would be my niche. Whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, if you're an executive, that is the type of person I want to work with. During this time, I did take the time to rebrand. It's where the name change came in. And we rebranded to have a more of a presence online so that people felt comfortable visiting my website and felt comfortable navigating through the different offerings, because we weren't going to be able to have a one-on-one in-person meeting. And so currently what I have is online is I created a design guide, simple steps for people to use to help them redesign their space for virtual meetings so that they feel more comfortable and confident in showing up to their meetings since they don't have their office space anymore.
Hello, my name is Sandy Lou Guerrero of Life's Trace Coaching. I am a transformational business and life coach, and I work with both men and women who have big goals and want to take their life onto a new level. So I support them in working through what's getting in the way, gaining clarity, accountability, a little kick in the booty to make sure they make it happen. And also, just setting goals, clear goals, and executing them. Among that, I also have my Facebook Live show. We've been going for 3 years already, Transform Your Life with Sandy, Lou, and Friends. And recently launched my production, which right now we're a little bit on a standstill, called Life Warrior Productions. COVID pandemic experience we're all experiencing, it's important that we also step back and figure out how we're going to move forward. And one of them right now that's a big challenge for a lot of people is mental health. So we got to make sure that we are mentally in a good place. So the assumption is you're a coach and you have all this experience and you've gone through all these different things. You're okay, and you're going to, it doesn't affect you, but it does. I mean, we're all going through something that's very not expected and different. But I think that once we are in a space where we take care of ourselves, we gotta like reach out to other people. So I know for me, like I reach out to, since I have my show, I have a lot of friends and a lot of people that are business owners, entrepreneurs, and some of them are on Novel, some of them are on National Latina Businesswoman IE or LA or just national. I mean, they're everywhere. And you know, talk to different ones, just checking in with them. How are you doing? How can I support you? Giving them different ideas of what they can do with their business or how they can get through the financial hurdles that we're all facing in one way or another. How ideas of reinvention, because we got to reinvent ourselves. So I think that it's really important at this time more than ever that to share our knowledge, our wisdom, and our experience. Especially, I think sometimes when we're having a hard time. So if you're having a hard time, one saying that I learned was, when in doubt, focus out, which means if I'm in doubt or I'm not feeling too well, whatever, focus out, be of service, support other people. So that is what I really already do, but now it's even more purposeful and even more intentional to be able to be there and be a source of support and guidance and wisdom. Because sometimes when we're in it, you don't see straight and you don't see the bigger picture and you don't see the gold nugget. So it helps us to have someone to speak with that could be objective and just really listens.
Hello, my name is Teresa Rosso, and I am the owner of Cambalache Grill in Fountain Valley and Villa Roma in Laguna Hills, both Argentine and Italian cuisine restaurants. And I'm also a mother, a wife, a daughter, a community leader, and a woman. So I do a lot. What I do is basically, my restaurants are my passion, but basically my passion is using my restaurants as a vehicle to support and be out in the community. COVID-19 was a big slap on the face for many of us. It was like, sometimes we even think about it and it's like so surreal. It's like, are we living this, in 2020? I would have thought of other things that could have altered the business, but never thought a pandemic was going to do this. But, when it struck us and we had to close down that night and say, okay, what are we going to do tomorrow? Because it's very different from today to tomorrow. And you had no time to prepare. You had nothing. You had to move with the flow. And, my staff, some of my staff is like, we'll figure this out. We'll have to just pivot. We'll take tonight and we'll talk tomorrow morning and we'll just pivot. So having that support was very important. But then coming home and me and Leo talking about it, and he's like, what are we going to do? I'm like, you know what? We're just going to do what we've always done best. And that is, take faith over fear and values over business. I said, I don't know the ending story of our businesses, but I know we will continue to cook. And we will continue to cook not only to satisfy the palate, but to satisfy the soul. We will continue to support our community. We will continue to support our staff. We will continue to do what we need to do. And at the end, if we shut down, then we shut down the right way with the front doors and close it correctly. And that's the approach that we took it. And we took it with faith and we took it with positiveness. Something good has to come out of this. And like I told Leo, I said, you know what? There's two major things here. First of all, I don't think God has taken us this far to just drop us off. There's no way. There's no way after our journey of over 20 years to just leave us here and close our doors. There's something more. There's something bigger. And our purpose is the community. And this is when the community needs our doors to be open and our hearts to be open more. So we're not going to give up. We're either, I don't know the end of how the business will survive or not, but we're not going to give up and we're going to put in a big fight because it's when the community needs us the most. And that's what we've done. And we've had so many blessings. The community is outpouring support that we've been able to help shelters, youth shelters, homeless shelters, families in need. It's just been outpouring the support. So, and right now it's just about surviving. It's not about business. It's values before business. And the purpose here is to not leave anybody behind that we can, for as long as we can.
Good afternoon. My name is Yvonne Flores, and I am a real estate broker. I also run a property management company for Westcliff Properties. And we also have a live scan, a fingerprinting business, and notary business. So I like to tell everybody that my business is really a boutique business that offers a little bit more than real estate services. And we really do everything that we do with a lot of heart and passion here. So I've been doing this for a couple of years now. We are located in downtown Santa Ana, in particular in the artist district of downtown, artist village of downtown Santa Ana. And when I first got here, everybody started to ask, well, isn't this supposed to be for artists? Isn't this supposed to be an artist village? What are you doing here? You're, a realtor. So a couple of years back, we ran Gallery 211. My daughter, Alyssa, and I, and my whole family, we opened up our home and we ran a gallery for 3.5 years, and we promoted the local artists and hosted art shows here every single month for 3.5 years. And we did really fantastic. It was a beautiful family project, and a lot of artists got to showcase their art, got to sell their art. Their families got to come to see their sons or daughters or nieces or nephews showcase their art, and to see the local Santaneros and the pride and joy that they had to see their family members' art up in a gallery was just an amazing experience. Unfortunately, the best thing that we did was do a really great job, and we started to have about 1,200 people come through our doors in a 5-hour window. And as you can see in the back here, this is the office, which used to be the gallery, and it was just a lot of people for 5 hours. I couldn't encompass more people in this small space, so we had to close the gallery